A few years ago, I sat down with two friends who earned identical salaries, both around $90,000. One drove a new BMW, lived in a trendy downtown apartment, and posted vacation photos regularly. The other drove a reliable Honda, lived in a modest suburb, and rarely talked about money. From the outside, the first friend looked far more successful. But when we crunched numbers, the reality flipped. The first friend had almost no savings, carried credit card debt, and felt constant stress about money. The second friend had built a six-figure investment portfolio and slept peacefully at night. High salaries can look impressive on paper, yet leave people financially trapped in real life. Have you ever met someone who earns a really good salary but somehow always seems broke? Maybe it's a coworker or a friend making $80,000 or $120,000 a year, solid job, steady income, yet at month's end, they still feel stressed. Their bank account never grows. Unexpected expenses always create panic. Saving or investing feels impossible. Meanwhile, others earning far less seem surprisingly calm about money. They're not rich, but they're not stressed either. They pay bills, build savings, and slowly increase investments year after year. So what's the difference? Clearly it's not income. The invisible force that keeps millions financially stuck, even when their salaries increase, is called lifestyle inflation. And it's one of the most powerful financial traps in modern life. Imagine you receive a $10,000 raise. At first you feel relieved, finally some breathing room. You imagine saving more, paying off debt faster, investing for the future. But then something subtle happens. Your lifestyle begins expanding. Maybe you move to a slightly nicer apartment, upgrade your car, start dining out more often. None of these decisions feel irresponsible. In fact, they feel justified. You worked hard. You deserve it. Yet slowly, without realizing it, your expenses rise to match your income and the breathing room disappears. That's lifestyle inflation. When income increases, spending increases right alongside it. At first, the changes are small. A nicer phone, better furniture, more takeout. But over time, those upgrades become permanent. And once a lifestyle expands, shrinking, it feels painful, even when doing so would dramatically improve your financial life. This is why some people earning $50,000 feel financially stable, while others earning $200,000 feel constantly stressed. It's not about income, it's about fixed expenses. Let me give you a concrete example. Two people both earn $100,000 a year. Person A spends $60,000 annually. Person B spends $95,000. Person A invests $40,000 each year. Person B invests only $5,000. After 10 years, assuming a 7% average return, Person A could have around $590,000 invested, while Person B might have around $70,000. Same income, completely different outcomes. And here's the surprising part. From the outside, Person B probably looks wealthier, nicer car, larger home, more impressive vacations, but appearances can be misleading because wealth is usually invisible. Spending is visible. Our culture celebrates the visible, the house, the car, the lifestyle, but real wealth grows quietly in the background, inside investment accounts, retirement funds, assets that compound over time. That's why lifestyle inflation is so dangerous. It convinces people they are progressing when they are actually just upgrading their expenses. Now, lifestyle inflation isn't always bad. Improving your quality of life is reasonable. The problem occurs when every raise becomes an excuse to spend more, instead of using income increases strategically. Wealth builders handle raises differently. They divide them. Part of the raise improves lifestyle, part improves investments. For example, with a $10,000 raise after taxes, say $7,000, they might invest $3,500 and spend $3,500. Lifestyle improves, but wealth accelerates at the same time. This approach prevents lifestyle inflation from erasing your progress. Because the truth is simple, income alone does not create wealth. Margin creates wealth. Margin is the gap between what you earn and what you spend. The larger that gap, the faster your financial future changes. Let's track the long-term effect of this one habit. Suppose you get a $10,000 raise every 5 years for 20 years. If you invest half of each raise, $5,000 per year, that alone grows to over $200,000 at 7% return. If you spend the entire raise each time, that $200,000 never materializes. The choice is simple. Invest part of every raise or watch your future disappear into a more expensive present. Lifestyle inflation also happens because of comparison. Humans naturally compare themselves to others. You see co-workers upgrading homes, friends buying new cars, neighbors taking luxury vacations. Without realizing it, your expectations adjust. Suddenly, what once felt like luxury begins to feel normal. This is sometimes called the hedonic treadmill. No matter how much your lifestyle improves, your brain quickly adjusts, and soon you feel the urge to upgrade again. This cycle can continue indefinitely. More income, more spending, more expectations, but never more financial freedom. Think about the last time you upgraded something: a phone, a car, a television. How long did the excitement last? A week? A month? Then it became normal. The hedonic treadmill ensures that the happiness from spending is always temporary. But the financial cost is permanent. That $1,000 phone could have been $10,000 in 20 years. That $40,000 car could have been $150,000. The temporary pleasure isn't worth the permanent loss of future freedom. Wealth builders escape this treadmill by defining their lifestyle intentionally instead of letting culture define it. They ask themselves, what actually makes me happy? What expenses add real value? Which purchases simply impress others? These questions create clarity. Once you understand what truly matters to you, spending becomes easier to control. You stop chasing upgrades that don't actually improve your happiness and start investing in the future you want. For many people, the things that bring lasting satisfaction aren't expensive. Time with family, meaningful work, health, learning new skills, travel that creates memories. A $10,000 luxury watch doesn't produce lasting happiness. A $10,000 investment that grows into $100,000 over decades can buy you months of freedom from work. That freedom can produce far more happiness than any possession. There's another hidden benefit to controlling lifestyle inflation: flexibility. People with lower fixed expenses have more freedom. Freedom to change careers, start businesses, handle unexpected challenges. High expenses reduce flexibility. They lock you into certain income levels, certain jobs, certain financial pressures. Low expenses create options, and options create freedom. That's why many financially successful people continue living modestly even after their income grows. They understand that lifestyle restraint accelerates independence, and independence is far more valuable than temporary luxury. Imagine two people both lose their jobs. One has monthly expenses of $5,000. The other has monthly expenses of $2,500. The first person needs a new job immediately. The second person can take 3 months to find the right opportunity, maybe even start a business. That flexibility is worth more than any luxury car. It's the difference between panic and patience. The reason many high earners remain financially stressed is not lack of income. It's uncontrolled lifestyle expansion. Each raise becomes a spending opportunity instead of a wealth building opportunity. But this pattern can be changed. The key is simple. When income increases, invest a portion automatically. Treat that investment like a non-negotiable expense, just like rent, insurance, taxes. That single habit protects you from lifestyle inflation and ensures that every raise improves your future, not just your spending. Start small. Next time you get a raise, before you spend a single dollar of it, increase your automatic investment contribution by half the raise amount. If you get a $400 monthly raise, increase your automatic investment by $200. Your lifestyle still improves, but your wealth accelerates. Do this with every raise, and within a decade, your savings rate will have doubled or tripled without you feeling deprived. Financial success isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much of what you earn actually stays working for you. Once that shift happens, your financial progress stops depending on income alone and starts depending on discipline and time. And those two forces, working together, quietly transform ordinary salaries into extraordinary futures. If you recognize lifestyle inflation in your own life, don't feel ashamed. Most people fall into this trap because our culture celebrates spending, not saving. But now you see it, and seeing it is the first step to escaping it. The next raise you get, you'll have a choice. You can spend it all and stay where you are, or you can invest part of it and start moving forward. That choice, repeated over decades, is the difference between looking wealthy and actually being wealthy. Thank you for watching. If this changed how you think about raises and lifestyle, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next one. And I'll see you there.